Hello, mister. That's a dog. You know. Just hanging out in your spot. That's where the dog hangs out. What's going on? This is No Bad Days. I'm Ryan. Man, I've been trying to put together this video for a month. I filmed so many different segments and intros and clips doing one thing or another, and I haven't been able to basically make a video that I felt linked together well, and so I just didn't put anything out. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to piece together footage I've accumulated over the last month, and this is just going to be a mashup of all the things that have been going on. Life's been busy, but very good. You know, I've got a lot of work stuff going on, especially with this new gig. It's keeping me extremely busy, but I'm very grateful for it, as it's been a very positive experience so far. There's been things going on in personal life and friends' lives, and it's just been a very busy month or so. September 6th, I celebrated 5 years of sobriety, which has been, you know, a great thing for me. I'm very proud of that and very excited of what the future holds for me. So grateful for all that has come into my life in that time period since. And, you know, I really wouldn't be here today if I weren't for getting sober. I don't even think I'd be alive, let alone physically where I'm at today. But yeah, I'm very grateful today. I'm grateful to be able to be present and experience all those great things that life has to offer, and the challenges as well. So where I am right now is a secret location. It has not been disclosed yet, I don't believe, to the public yet. But I am at JB Maff's new business, his new facility, where he'll be running all the polishing operations and all the machining and everything that he does out of. So I'm just actually waiting on him to show up now, and I'm so proud of him and everything that he's accomplished, to see what he's done with his skill set and really turned it into this great brand. I'm so proud of him, and I'm really excited to see where things go from here. He's a great dude and deserves all the success that's coming his way. So we're just waiting on him now, which is fine. Kind of planned it that way so that I'd have a little bit of time with the camera here. And what I've been kind of toying with, and I know I said I was never going to do this over the last couple months, is getting rid of the Mercedes. Now, I have a few different reasons why. One, I've had it for a few years. I do like getting new cars and stuff like that, and I just don't have the space for it. If I am going to keep it, because there is going to be a new project coming one way or another, it's going to have to go into storage. It's going to be taken off the road, and it will be turned into a long-term situation, where it's going to be like a long-term project, not like something I'll be continuing to work on at this point in time. So we'll just kind of have to figure things out from there. Sorry about that. I was interrupted by a person. So ultimately, I'll have to take it off the road, turning it into a long-term project. As I'm kind of maxed out on what I feel I can do with the automobile at this point in time without doing a massive restoration. If I'm going to do fender work that I had planned, the whole car is going to have to be resprayed. You know, and then if that's the case, then the suspension's going to have to be redone, just because I'm not content with the way the suspension is now. It's great and everything like that. It looks good, but it's just not the performance aspect that that I expect out of a suspension. So it's going to be a massive overhaul, and I don't want to be without a kind of fun car for a season. So so something else is going to have to come in to replace it. So I either take it completely off, put it in storage, deal with it long term, 5 years down the road, who knows, or I get rid of the car altogether. What that would look like would be that wheels would come off, certain things would come off that I don't want A, to get rid of, or B, that I don't want to stay with the car, so the car doesn't look the exact same when I get rid of it, so I don't have to see it around. And I'd like to hope that whoever would get the car from me would want to put their kind of twist to it. So by taking some of those things off, I would probably try to get rid of the car to another enthusiast, and I would hopefully a young person, and I could give them a crazy good deal on it, and get them started into the kind of modified car world at a low expense. You know, some of the major work already done, and then they could deal with like the little TLC stuff that I don't feel like dealing with as I have other car. So that's where I'm kind of at now with that. Either get rid of the car or it goes to storage. I do want to get into a different project car. and I'm kind of set on that for next season. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think something's got to change here. I love the car, but I just don't drive it enough anymore. I drive my BMW so much more now that with the new suspension and everything. I just enjoy it more. I love the creature comforts. I love big sedans. I have my eye on something else. It's just, yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at now. So anyways, hopefully Jay shows up here soon, and we'll just kind of do a walk around the car where it's at right now. And if anybody's looking, hit me up. I'm down to give an enthusiast a crazy good deal on it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll be sad to, if I do get rid of it, I'll be sad to see it go. One way or another, it's going somewhere, because there isn't enough room for it if another vehicle comes. So, and there's no way this gets driven in the winter, so I either put it in my garage for the winter and then figure out what's happening with the new car and or this car in the spring, or I get rid of it now, make somebody's day to have a sweet little car for the rest of the season, and yeah, then it's out of my hands and I don't have to worry about it all winter and so on. So we'll see what happens. Little sneak peek of the operation before it's all set up. Is why I'm here today. I would not be here. I would not be allowed to be behind the wheel of a car. I would not have the job that I have, the people in my life that I have, if it weren't for finding sobriety in my life. And I'm so grateful for all the people that have supported me and helped me and challenged me throughout the past 5 years. And I'm very grateful for everybody and everything that's occurred in my life since, even the challenges. With that said, you know, I have the cars I have today because I was able to turn my life around and make a commitment to living a more positive and productive life. And I wasn't, when I first found sobriety, I wasn't legally allowed to drive. I owed $6,500 in parking tickets, and it was a pretty deep hole to get out of, to get back behind the wheel of a car. And I worked hard for it, and I've worked hard for everything that I have today, and I work hard for my sobriety, and I work hard for my relationships and everything in my life. And that's the one major thing that I changed, was I changed my outlook on life, and it was no longer, why me and self-pity and stuff like that. And it was more, what can I do? What am I capable of doing today? And putting in my best effort in order to achieve those goals. So, it started off with baby steps, getting a job and putting aside some money and digging myself out of that hole. And then it turned into kind of like the profiting stage where, then I was able to acquire a couple things and start to make the things that I had achieved thus far in my sobriety start to work for me. I'm really lucky, and I'm very grateful to be in the position I am. And it wasn't easy, but 5 years now, and here I am. So, bringing it to you straight from the cottage. This is cottage edition. I finally took a little bit of time away to enjoy the weather, make the most of the end of the summer, and spend some time with family. So this is the cottage layout. You walk in. I'm not going to show you everything about it because it doesn't really ultimately matter. The nice part, so you got a nice big view of the lake, and we are on a little lake called Goule Lake, just by Sauble Beach in Ontario, Canada. Here's a view from the deck, all your toys down there. It's a beautiful spot. So we'll just stroll down. Now, we've been coming to this cottage for the past couple of years now, as our family cottage is on this same lake that my grandpa built, over 50 years ago. It's now owned by my uncle, and it's just a traditional small nice little cottage, but it doesn't fit a whole lot of us. So now we just rent this one, and it's perfect. We rent it a couple times a year, come up here with the whole family, got lots of space. It's a big space, and get to enjoy it. And then a couple doors down is our actual family cottage. So it's where I grew up every summer since I was born, and you know, basically this is where summers were done and had, sitting around the campfire making s'mores. Then as I got older, drinking a bunch of beer with friends and hanging out. And you know, we're maybe 10 minutes max from Sauble Beach, so we got the big party beach right there. But here's a view of the lake. It's a spring-fed lake with no public access, so it's not a huge lake. It's definitely not deep, but good enough for boats.